the first thing is prepare the aubergine, eggplant, whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to peel it. I'm just going to slice it into 1 to 2 centimetre thick slices, and then I'm going to cut those into cubes. Right, so I've chopped the aubergine into roughly 1-2 centimetre cubes, and we're fairly liberally salting it tip it into a colander and leaving it to drain for a while. The reason for salting is in the past aubergines were quite bitter. Modern supermarket varieties aren't that bitter anymore. If you use homegrown, you still probably need to do this stage to get rid of the bitterness. But the main reason for salting it is to toughen it up slightly so that it survives the cooking process more or less intact. Right, so whilst I'm waiting for the aubergine, the eggplant to be ready, I'm just going to heat up some olive oil and make a classic, I suppose you want to call it that way, tomato sauce. Nothing fancy, it's literally just sautéed garlic in olive oil with crushed tomatoes. I'm using passata here because I've got some, not because it's essential. So let's let the oil heat up first. And I'm going to saute the garlic, just slowly cook it, not for too long. You don't want it to go brown or burn. Right, time to add the passata, sorry. I'm using about 400 gram here, but I'm going to just put some hot water into the bottle and swill it out. So all we're doing now is, if you've put in chopped tomatoes or passata, same as me, it's the same principle. We're just cooking it until the sauce thickens. It'll take a few minutes. Right, that's beginning to thicken up quite nicely, but I need to cook it down, get rid of a lot of the moisture and wait till the oil comes up to the surface to show that the sauce has cooked through. So I'm going to move that to a lower heat and put some macaroni on to boil. Right, so the next job is I've rinsed the salt off the aubergine and patted it dry with some kitchen paper, kitchen roll. So I'm going to shallow fry this now until it turns golden brownish. It's a bit of a dance, this recipe, because we're cooking the sauce, we're cooking the pasta, and we're frying the aubergine all more or less at the same time. Though you can fry the aubergine in advance and put it to one side to let the oil drain out. So we're just shallow frying the aubergine. In the 1970s, as a penniless hippie, I was hitching my way around Europe and spent a bit of time in Italy and Greece. And one of the things that was regularly served, I used to move around from street festival to street festival because there were always free food there. But one of the things that were always served were aubergine, eggplant, stewed in olive oil. And I've got to admit, I hated it, but it was about the only thing that were on offer at one time. I vowed once I returned to Britain never to eat aubergine again. And here I am 50 years later showing you a recipe that uses aubergine. But this is a Sicilian version of aubergine, not Greek. The food I mainly ate in Greece were stewed aubergine in olive oil, bread dipped in olive oil, olives and feta cheese, and that was about it. Right, the aubergines are beginning to brown, but it still needs a few more minutes to cook properly. Right, the eggplant is about cooked now. It's getting the colour I want. Because we salted it, it hasn't broken apart, it hasn't turned to mush, which tends to happen if you don't salt it to get rid of the moisture and stiffen it up a bit first. Right, so the macaroni's reached that al dente stage, so I'm going to drain it and then add it to the tomato sauce. Right, so I'll finish the macaroni in the tomato sauce, just let it cook through. If you want to know the quantity of macaroni, to be honest, I didn't measure it, but about a cup, 2 cupfuls. So I'm just letting that finish cooking in the sauce. Shouldn't take long, only a couple of minutes. Now the sauce is thickened up to where I want it, so I'm going to add in the aubergine that I've had draining on a bit of kitchen towel to get rid of the excess oil. Quick stir around, let it warm through, and we'll be ready to serve and garnish. Right, so I'll turn off the heat and plate up. Right, so this is my version of pasta alla Norma, a Sicilian dish of basically tomato sauce, pasta and fried eggplant, aubergine, or what's it called in Greece? Melisana, I think it is. Same as in Italian, melisana. So I'm just going to garnish this with feta cheese. It should be garnished really with ricotta salata, a milder version than the Greek feta, but I've got none. And finally, a bit of chopped basil, straight out of my garden. And that's it. Sicilian pasta alla Norma.